Well, it looks like the pigs have learned their lesson with electric fence. They want to come over and get close to us, but they're too afraid of it. So I think we're finally going to release them so they can roam this whole big area. So we got to take the electric fence out first and move the charger back over. All right, plugging the fence charger back in. So we got this perimeter fence charged back up. So we're gonna go in there and start removing the fence panels so that we can open up their pen so they can get out. Luckily this fence is low enough, it's easy to step over for us.
I don't like the idea of getting shocked.
You see, you had plenty of room.
I know, but it scares me.
So we're just gonna leave these fence posts in the ground for next year, and we're just gonna pull out these hog panels. That's why we use zip ties. Nothing's permanent around here. I'm sorry, I'm just getting caught on
I know.
everything.
You're the smart one, aren't you, Daisy? Yeah.
So our electric fence stopped right here and went to that corner. So this opening didn't ever have electric fence, so she walked right through, no problem. But they still aren't walking through that area. We'll go ahead and pull it up. Sometimes it's easier just to pull the end off.
Come here. There's no wire here anymore. Come on.
So far, Daisy's the only smart one.
She is obviously the smartest one. Took her one time to get shocked and she came on out the minute it was open.
Yep, she knew where the fence wasn't at.
They're still scared to go out.
Yep. Why don't you come over to this side where the fence wasn't at and try calling them?
Come here. Come on. You're okay. Come on. Come on.
Too afraid to get over there?
Petunia.
Yep.
Come here. Come on, puppy.
See, even with the wire gone, they're still afraid to cross
Come
that
on.
invisible barrier. You can cross right there. There wasn't no wire. You made it through. Look at this whole area you guys got to root up. You ain't even found the edges yet. There you go, get in there. Disappear in those weeds.
Might not even be able to find each other. It's so big.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the third and final pig finally came out. And they all came out the first time right there where there was never any electric wire.
Are you going back in, Poppy? Yeah, look, she went right in
She
where...
walked right in where the wire was. So I think they figured it out now.
Yeah.
Like doing circles here. I guess time's gonna tell whether this 3-wire fence, whether they're gonna respect it or not. So the trick is if they get shocked, they need to back up. And hopefully that's what they're trained to do, is back away from it, because we've had pigs that weren't.
They ran right through it and into the woods.
Yeah, and then we were chasing pigs. But yeah, that's the bad thing, is when they're not trained, they'll hit it and it'll freak them out and they'll just charge right through and they're gone. But luckily, they like food. Finally, we got them to come back with some, they wanted food. So.
Yeah. It's gonna take them a long time to explore all of this.
It's a big area.
I know. I don't even know how long it'll take them to get over here.
Yeah.
They're staying still close to their pen.
Yeah, so this area right here, we've never really cleaned out, and it was behind, there was a garage here and a house over here, and this whole area was just completely trashed. And there is just a bunch of trash in here, and they're gonna help expose that so we can clean it up. So here's an example. Like there's an old Vivitar camera just laying out here, and there's junk like that all through here. But the pigs will help, they'll help expose it so we can get it all picked up. There's some old electrical wire that's just buried here in the ground or laying here on the ground.
Must have gone to that.
There's an old cassette tape. I mean, it's amazing what you'll find.
Oh, there's a bunch. It's a whole thing of cassette
tapes. I'm sure they're not any good. It's church hymns. That's what that is. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
There's a whole
That's a
thing.
bunch.
The whole thing of cassette tapes. See, this is all the junk. This is all cassette tapes. This is all the stuff that they're gonna find in here. Is all junk like cassette tapes and stuff like that. There you go. Maybe somebody recognize this one. The Oak Ridge Boys. Maybe something my parents would listen to.
So we've been raising Nigerian dwarf goats and fainting goats. This is Leia. She's one of our Nigerian dwarf goats. We had planned to breed goats and sell their babies. Our Nigerian dwarf buck has not really done his job. They've been not had any babies for the last few years, and he's been sick a lot. He's supposed to be about 4 years old, but he looked much older, and he wasn't getting around well. He's been continuously ill, so we finally had to euthanize him, and so now we have these Nigerian dwarf does that we don't have a buck to breed to them. I decided we weren't going to get another billy goat, and so these girls don't have a purpose any longer. We have some friends that have pygmy goats, and we're looking for a couple more. They're gonna come and pick these girls up tonight. So since they're going to friends, I'll be able to check in and get updates, and I know they're going to a good home. We now only have our fainting goats left. So we have Chewy, our buck, and then we have Finny and Jewel. And then we have a Nigerian dwarf Weather that stays up with Chewy. We haven't decided what we're gonna do with them yet. We may be getting out of goats and move on to a different animal, maybe sheep. We haven't decided. So for right now, the fainting goats are the only goats we're going to keep here, and these Nigerian dwarf girls are gonna go to a new home.
So Dexter has been very sick this last year, and he almost died on us probably in the wintertime, and we nursed him back to health. And we thought he was doing fine, but now he dropped off again, and where he was getting to the point where we were afraid he was going to die anyway. So we decided euthanize it, to have him euthanized instead, and that was probably the best thing for him.
What are you doing, Gertie?
So our friends will be here in an hour or so to pick them up, and we're just going to let the pigs roam out there for a while, and we'll check back on the pigs later and make sure they're still in their pen. Well, it's the next day, and it has been raining all morning. In fact, I can hear more rain coming. You can hear it hitting the cornfield out there. It's getting a little bit louder. So may not be able to stay out here for too much longer, but the pigs, I think the pigs are hiding inside their pen or inside their shelter here. So we did watch them last night. They roamed around over here, and they tested the fence, and they got shocked. So I know the fence is working. They got shocked. So they've explored a little bit on this end. We haven't seen them on this other side yet, but pigs are doing fine. Looks like the 3-wire fence or our electric fence is going to work out fairly well for them. I'm going to head in here and see if I can find the pigs. Plus, I'm hoping that maybe I won't get rained on as much in the trees. Well, they're not in their original pen, so they're out here somewhere. Nope, I heard one. There's one. Here comes Daisy. Here they all come running. You guys liking it in there, aren't you? Yeah. You guys are all in all those tall brush over there. You look how dirty you guys are. You guys are loving the rain. Yes, you are. Yep, all 3 of them still inside the fence. That is great. So they got a huge place to be. Go get them. You guys are so silly. When they're this young, man, they just look like little dogs. They just run around, don't you? Yes, you do. They just disappear in that brush or in the weeds. Well, they found the other pig shelter. The old original one is in this side. It looks like they found a new home. So I'm going to say this shelter is probably a few years older than this tree right here, since it grew up right here in front of it. So what do you think? I think this pig shelter's been here for 40 years, maybe? Obviously this pig shelter has seen better days. It's still standing. Most of the walls are gone, but it's still standing. Well, I think the pigs have explored their whole area now. So they're all still inside. The fence is working. And this is just perfect. I mean, look at how thick this is. This is perfect for pigs. Perfect pig habitat, nice and shady. And by the time it's done, by the time they go to the butcher into December, very end of the year, of course this will be, they'll have it fairly cleared out, that's for sure. Rain doesn't bother you guys, does it? But it does bother you. How are you guys doing just being the only two goats here? You guys do okay? So our friends did come over last night. They picked up Gracie and Leia, and they took them over to their place. So they've been raising pygmy goats for the last several years. I think they've been raising goats a few years longer than we have. And they had been looking for a couple more goats. And I think this kind of just worked out good for us, because with Dexter and his health issues and us having to put him down, we were already kind of contemplating whether to get out of goats or not anyway. And yeah, this is a good time to just, you know, at least get out of having Nigerian dwarf goats. We weren't milking them anyway. They were more pets to Rebecca. And so I think that worked out good. They're going to have a good home over there. So this is just going to be a short video today, real short video, just kind of an update on the goats and showing the pigs finally getting released out into their big pen. So they definitely are going to have some fun out there, and they're going to help clean it up for us too. I'm sure we're going to get out there probably here later and start picking up all the trash that they start uncovering out there in that area. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.